The law of identification, perhaps the most profound law that there is, which can explain to us the essence of Vedanta and how this reality actually works. This law states, whatever you identify yourself with, you become. I will repeat it because this is very important. Whatever you identify yourself with is what you become. Now we can look at many examples for this and just watch this. Look at how each of these individuals, before they achieved what they wanted to achieve, identified themselves with what they wanted and who they wanted to be. Now, this is just the surface level of the law of identification. We can go deeper and deeper into the rabbit hole to the source of creation itself just by understanding this one law. And that is what we will do in this video. Now, there are two stages of identification in general. Stage 1 is the identification with the body-mind complex and the ego. Now, as per Advaita Vedanta, the entire reality is one infinite consciousness. There is one reality which is appearing to be many. The world, the diversity, the duality that we are perceiving all around us is simply an appearance as per Vedanta. It is Maya. The underlying reality of the world is one unified consciousness. If there is one infinite consciousness, and if as per Upanishads, I am that infinite consciousness and you are that infinite consciousness, then why are we experiencing this limited life as limited beings? We can understand this through the law of identification. As I spoke earlier, you become what you identify yourself with. This is the law of identification. Now, according to this law, we have identified ourselves at the causal level, at a very deep level, with our individuality and with our body-mind complex, because of which we are experiencing this reality from the perspective of the body-mind complex, from the perspective of ego. This is stage 1 of the identification, and this stage is also described as Aham Vritti by Ramana Maharshi. Ramana Maharshi said Aham Vritti is the primary thought, primary point of identification where we identify ourselves with. And this I thought is nothing but the ego or identity. Now let's talk about stage 2. This is where the law and its implications get interesting. The second level of identifications that we have is with idam vrittis or this thoughts. These can be certain thoughts, emotions, belief systems, etc. Now, most of us believe different things based on our upbringing, based on our conditioning, based on the context in which we were born and brought up. We believe different things about this world. And each of these belief systems are identifications. Now, again, as per this law, we become what we identify ourselves with. Now, with regards to this, I had an interesting conversation with Swami Aparajitanandaji last year. And here is a part of that conversation for you to understand this. Now, I hope you found some value and clarity through this video and through this conversation. Basically, what we need to understand is that our identifications creates our reality. We have identified with this body, hence we are experiencing this reality as the body. We have identified with certain belief systems, because of which we are experiencing this reality through the filter of those belief systems. Now, let me put this in another way. We are the infinite consciousness in essence. We are the infinite awareness in essence. But because of our identifications with our thoughts, beliefs, and personality as a whole, we are channeling that infinite consciousness that we are in our essence through the filter of those belief systems and that personality. And the same consciousness then manifests a personal reality for us in terms of health, wealth, relationships, and life circumstances. We understand by now that consciousness is primary, consciousness is fundamental. The world is an appearance in consciousness, it is an appearance to consciousness, and matter is simply something which is an expression and an appearance of consciousness. So, consciousness holds tremendous power over matter. But when that consciousness channels through our belief systems, it manifests a reality accordingly. It manifests a personal reality accordingly. That is why our personality creates our personal reality. Now, just imagine the significance of this understanding. We have been creating our realities unconsciously so far without knowing the power of who we are and the consciousness that is within us. So many of us believe so many things that are not real. Many people across the world believe that it is not possible to be in perfect health after 60 or 70 years of age. And some believe that it is difficult to earn a living and make money because of the economy, because of competition, etc. Now, these are not absolute truths. These are relative truths that we have created for ourselves. And the consciousness that we are is channeling through these belief systems and is manifesting a certain kind of reality for us. At least this is how we can understand the reality, understand the manifested reality. Now, as per Advaita Vedanta, the entire creation itself is false and there is no creation, there is only that pure awareness. But all of this that I am speaking right now is from the lower perspective, from the perspective of the transactional reality. So, from this level, we need to understand the power of the law of identification. And through this, we can consciously create a personality and we can identify with that ideal personality. And once we strongly identify with a personality, even though it is not our current personality, then slowly our identification becomes real and we will become that ideal personality. And through that ideal personality, with ideal habits, with ideal belief systems, thoughts, emotions, etc., we will manifest an ideal life. This is the idea behind conscious creation that we explore in ACS. And if you want to know more about ACS and how you can join the Advaita Conscious Society, then check out the first link in the description where you will get access to an important video on conscious creation. Now, to continue with the law, this law simply states that whatever we identify with becomes real. With this understanding, when you look at the world and when you look at the people around you, you will find evidence for this. You will see how everyone has strong identifications, and because of this, they have all created personal realities for themselves. Whatever we believe to be, we become, and the reality will simply mirror our belief systems. This is what we need to understand. And Vedanta focuses on attaining the absolute fulfillment, the absolute abundance, the absolute cessation of suffering. And Vedanta says only through mukti or moksha this is possible. Only through enlightenment or liberation this is possible. And enlightenment is simply about the absolute disidentification from all objects and phenomena. So, absolute disidentification is liberation. Liberation is nothing more than the recognition of the fact of who we actually are, even here and now. And it is simply about going beyond the identifications. Now, I'm not saying that this is easy, but I'm saying that it is possible, and at least in theory, it is simple. We need to go beyond our identifications. We need to go beyond all identifications in order to achieve true freedom. Now, conscious identifications are not a problem. Only the unconscious identifications are the problem. When we consciously identify with positive belief systems and a positive personality, we can live a positive life in this world. And there is no problem with that, because when identifications are conscious, we have the power to disidentify also. But the issue is with the unconscious identifications that we need to overcome. So I hope this law was valuable to you. Begin to apply this in your life. Just go within yourself and introspect and look at your own unconscious identifications. Take an account of all your deep seated belief systems and thoughts, and through this awareness, you can rewrite them and create a new life for yourself.